All right, we are back with another video, but of course you already knew that because you clicked on it. So why do I say that? I don't know. Sometimes it's odd starting a video because I don't want to just say the same thing every time. I don't know. I'm still trying to find my groove, my signature statement, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about this Grayman duo. Now, during the unboxing, I said, man, this kind of looks like the Satu. Maybe it's the smaller version. I was right. It is the smaller version of the Grayman Satu. So when I do the unboxings, I don't know everything. I don't know much. I don't know anything. Like I've said before, if you came here looking for actual knife knowledge, you're going to get some information. I don't know if it's going to be great knowledge necessarily, but we're going to have a fun time in every video most of the time, I think. And I appreciate you watching. So, yeah. So this was sent in from Elias, and it is basically the small Satu. Now, I finally got a Satu to review maybe a year back. I didn't go look. And I thought it was super cool. The smaller version is equally cool, but small. It's just a small, it's a practical sized brute. Thick behind the edge, and we'll talk about that. Carbon fiber, which I love. S30V blade. You can see this is something that Elias carries and uses quite a bit. This is one of his most carried knives. Back in 2014, when he first started getting into knives, this was his grail, the Duo. So he got one, sold it for a small Sabenza, regretted it ever since, got rid of the small Sabenza, and finally found this Duo to replace his original one. So, long story short, let's get to some specs. Just a hair under 4¼ inches closed, and just a hair over 7¼ inch overall. That gives you a 3.15 inch blade with a 3.01 inch cutting edge. It's 0.043 behind the edge. It is thick, okay? But, as I'll show you in a second, it cuts really well. 0.163 overall blade thickness of S30V. Weighs in at 4.7 ounces, just a little bit under what? You guys know, what do I always pull out? That is 5 ounces. The D-cell battery, okay? The Duracell version anyway. I haven't measured the others because I'm a Duracell guy. Which is a good question. What batteries is your battery of choice? 0.467 in overall thickness. Now, what's kind of cool about this little fun fact is all of the hardware is the same. So if you were to strip out one of these screws, you could just move them around and make it work. I think that's very cool. Oftentimes the pivot is a different size hardware than the body screws and things like that. But no, if you mess up one of these, you would probably be fine, and certainly in a pinch, to have just this one hardware here and the pivot. So if you busted one of these or you stripped it out working on the pivot or something like that, you could mix and match and have a functional knife until you were able to get new hardware. I think that's really cool. Okay. Obviously, the hardware for the pocket clip is different. And it's interesting that they actually used Phillips heads for that. But you got to think, these came out a long time ago. This one is old. I don't know the date specifically of this one, but it's old. And these were notorious for lock stick. Now, this one does not really have lock stick at this point because it's old and used. You can see there's a little bit of damage there at the very tip. Don't know if it was broken off or just bent a little bit, but that's okay. This is a Brute User Workhorse knife. Probably been sharpened a couple times. Love the carbon fiber. This is very classic basket weave, if you will, carbon fiber. Titanium lock bar. No lock bar insert, hence all of the lock stick. The pocket clip will work as kind of an over travel stop because there's not really an over travel stop built in. But having the pocket clip where it is kind of helps. And it's a pretty stiff lock bar. So the chances of you overextending it are pretty low. Even though it is thick behind the edge, it is still a very good cutter with paper. As we step up, it's actually a little better with this corrugated box. So anyway, quick view of the Duo from Grayman. They are made here in the United States. I didn't go look up where they are. I did a full video on the Saw 2 earlier in my YouTube channel career, if you will. And I will link that up in the corner if I can find it. And here it is with the Spyderco Delica, about the same size. A little bit bigger here, a little more blade than the Delica. Feels way, way better in your hand than the Delica. And just because I can, how about the Twin Archangel? This is the giveaway knife. By the time you see this video, we will have picked a winner. I am filming this on Saturday the 18th, and we are announcing a winner. Me, with some friends helping me, I am announcing a winner on my live stream tomorrow night, at the time of filming, of course, on Sunday, January 19th. So, yeah. But since I still have it here, I like to show it every so often. All right, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Elias, thank you so much for loaning this in, and we'll see you tomorrow.